It started on a Tuesday, one of those gray, half-awake mornings where the coffee hadn't kicked in and I was running late for work. My daughter, Lily, had already left for school, always the early bird, always on time. At 16, she was responsible, quiet, and more emotionally mature than half the adults I worked with. That's why the first call from the school felt off. "Hi, this is Principal Alvarez," came the voice on the other end. "Nothing serious, but we wanted to let you know there was an incident near the front gate this morning." I stood in my kitchen, coffee mug halfway to my lips. What kind of incident? A woman, not affiliated with the school, was seen taking pictures of several students, your daughter included. The mug clinked down on the counter. "I'm sorry, what?" "We've contacted the authorities," Alvarez continued. "No one was harmed, and the woman drove off before our staff could confront her. We're reviewing footage now. I just wanted to make you aware." I barely remember the rest of that call. My brain was already spiraling. My daughter, targeted, photographed by a stranger? I didn't wait for the end-of-day pickup to ask Lily about it. I texted her immediately. "Dad, did anything weird happen this morning at school?" Lily, what kind of weird?" Dad, "Someone taking pictures?" Lily, "Oh, yeah, some lady in a white BMW. Kinda crazy looking. She parked weird, stared at people. Pretty sure she took pics of me when I walked in." My stomach dropped. Dad, "Did she talk to you?" Lily, "Number. Just stared. Creepy vibes." Dad, "We'll talk after school. Stay with friends, okay?" Lily, "Chill, Dad. I'm fine." But I wasn't. And I wouldn't be for a long time. That night I couldn't sleep. I kept refreshing our neighborhood app, reading every vague post about suspicious activity and a woman yelling in a BMW. A few had photos, blurry, zoomed-in shots of a white car with a vanity plate that read KRN-QT1. You couldn't make this up. The next day, I drove Lily to school myself. We parked across the street while I scanned the area. Parents walked their kids in, buses rumbled by, nothing out of the ordinary. Then I saw her, same white BMW, same oversized sunglasses, parked illegally near the crosswalk. She was holding her phone out the window, recording. "Is that her?" I asked. Lily nodded slowly. "Yep, that's the lady." Something in me snapped. I threw the car into park and stepped out. She noticed me immediately, rolled up her window and smirked. I knocked on her glass. She rolled it down an inch. "Can I help you?" she asked in a high, mocking voice. "Why are you filming students?" I asked flatly. "I'm documenting misconduct," she replied. "Your daughter flipped me off yesterday." Lily gasped behind me. "What? I didn't even look at her." "She was disrespectful, and these kids need to learn manners. I'm part of the local values committee." "There's no such thing," I said. "There will be," she replied, and rolled her window up. That night, she followed Lily home. I saw her parked 2 houses down, lurking, engine idling. Lily didn't notice. She was too busy unloading her backpack and talking with her friend from next door. But I stood frozen on the porch, gripping the railing tight enough to whiten my knuckles. She didn't get out of the car, just stared. For 10 minutes. Then she drove away. I reported her to the police that night, showed them the footage from my Ring camera. They said they'd make note of it but couldn't do anything unless she directly threatened Lily. "She's intimidating a minor," I said. "Unfortunately, parking on a public street isn't a crime," the officer told me, "not until she crosses a line." The line came 2 days later. At the mall, Lily and her best friend Harper were shopping when Karen cornered them in a boutique. Employees later said she accused them of shoplifting, screamed at a cashier to check their bags, and called them ungrateful little punks who were raised by criminals. Security escorted her out, but not before Lily pulled out her phone, hit record, and captured everything. I saw the footage that night. Karen's face was twisted with fury. She got right in Lily's face, finger jabbing the air. Girls like you think you're above the rules. Well, guess what? I am the rules. That's when Harper stepped in, and everything changed. Harper, quiet, unassuming Harper, snatched Karen's wrist mid-jab and shoved her backward. Not hard, just enough to startle her. Karen shrieked like she'd been assaulted and collapsed backward into a rack of clearance jeans, flailing for balance. Security rushed in, police were called. But by the time I arrived, everything had exploded. Karen was handcuffed, screaming about pressing charges against minors for violence. Harper was sitting calmly on a bench, Lily beside her, both visibly shaken. The officers reviewed the footage. Karen was arrested for harassment and disturbing the peace. But as she was shoved into the back of the cruiser, she turned, eyes locking onto Lily, and snarled, "This isn't over, I always win." "Shall I continue?" asked ChatGPT. You said yes and end it with a cliffhanger. I brought the girls home that night, shaken but proud. Lily tried to brush it off. Harper pretended to laugh it away. But I saw the tension in their shoulders, the way they jumped when a car drove by too slow. Even our golden retriever barked more than usual, as if he felt it too, like something had shifted. Karen was out on bail the next day, and by Friday morning our front yard was trashed. Toilet paper draped across the trees, raw eggs dripping down our mailbox, a single wrinkled note taped to our front door in jagged black marker. Raise them better. I filed another police report. They took pictures, promised to investigate. But it all felt hollow. That night, I installed 2 more cameras. 3 days passed. No signs of her. Not at the school, not at the mall, no creepy car parked across the street. We thought it was over. Until Lily's phone buzzed. Blocked number, 1 image, Karen, grinning, holding a picture of Lily, sleeping in her bed, taken through the window. The photo was time-stamped 15 minutes ago, and we were still inside. Right. That very moment. I lunged off the couch so fast I nearly knocked over the lamp. "Lily, where's your phone?" I snapped, heart pounding. She handed it to me, her face pale. "Dad, that was just taken. I don't understand. I had the curtains shut." I looked at the image again. The angle wasn't from the street. It was from our backyard. "Get away from the windows," I said, moving fast now. I flipped off every light in the living room. "Both of you. Harper, too." "Dad," Lily's voice cracked. "She was just here, like right here." I grabbed the baseball bat I kept by the door, the one I always told myself was just in case. I checked the backyard cameras through my phone app. The feed was lagging, but I spotted a flicker of motion by the fence, a blur of white. Then nothing. I stepped out onto the back porch, slowly, quietly, eyes sweeping the yard. The motion sensor lights popped on, flooding the grass with pale yellow. It looked empty, until I noticed something off. Our garden gnome, the one Lily painted blue, had been moved, turned to face the house. I scanned the perimeter again, still no sign of her. Then I noticed the gate swinging shut. Not slammed, gently pushed closed. She'd been watching us, from the yard, while we were inside. I ran out into the dark, toward the gate, but by the time I hit the sidewalk, nothing. Just a night breeze and the sound of my own breathing. I turned to head back inside, furious and sick with adrenaline, and froze. There, etched into the side of our garage door with what looked like a key, were 5 chilling words. "Don't sleep too soundly." I backed toward the house, gripping the bat tighter, pulse thundering in my ears. Inside, the girls watched from the window, their faces pale. My phone buzzed again, another blocked message. It was a video this time. I tapped play and saw live footage of our living room taken from inside the house. The camera panned slowly until it landed on the back of my head. I spun around and heard the faint creak of a floorboard upstairs.